1.18.30 is now out for all Minecraft Bedrock platforms, and although this is a minor version number, it is actually a major version in terms of the number of features we're getting, because there is a brand new item, there is a brand new system for how armor works against large attacks, there is a brand new system of hunger and damage, and honestly, the biggest way to sell you on this update is if you like jump sprinting, which is, let's be honest, all of us, that now uses 8 times less hunger than it did before. This is a good Minecraft update for all of those reasons, and that's before we talk about 64-bit seeds, so let's explain what's going down today after we explain that the 1.18.30 update is called that because it is the third minor version update between 1.18 and 1.19. The extra 0 at the end there is to indicate that it is for Bedrock Edition, which is all of these platforms where you should be able to download it right now, and interestingly enough, it's not actually the third minor version update because they skipped 0.20. So for what it's worth, this is 2 updates for the price of 1, and that's probably why there are so many different things in here, and why today I'm going to be going through all of them as fast as I can while giving you the depth that you need to actually explain what's in the new update that released for your game. So there's a lot of minor things in here. We could talk about boats changing their textures very slightly. We could talk about the fact that lots of animals and mobs have had their damage slightly decreased or slightly increased. So magma cubes and untamed wolves were buffed very slightly in terms of their attack damage. However, the skeletons, spiders, and zoglins were very slightly nerfed in terms of the same characteristic. There are different spawn locations for the cows, pigs, sheep, chicken, and sheep. They will no longer spawn in the snowy taiga biomes, which is probably how they were meant to work, but the thing you probably care about more than any of that is the goat horn. Because Minecraft Bedrock Edition does something very interesting, which is basically rolling out betas into the main game. All you have to do is enable the wild update, and for some reason, for the goat horn in particular, also enable all of the other settings, and you'll get this brand new item, which was removed in 1.17, I believe in the end, but it's back here in 1.18. It obviously is going to be actually coming out in 1.19, but it's cool that you can access the Warden, the Deep Dark City, the Ancient City. Look at this, by the way. You can access all of these features right here inside of 1.18.30. All you've got to do is enable the wild update and all of those other experimental toggles. This is actually pretty cool if you wanted to see how boats with chests work, or allies, or any other mob like that. You want to play around with these things yourself, but you can't get access to a beta or preview. This is a great way around that. However, there's 2 very interesting things that they've definitely done by either mistake or because of the way these updates work. They've later changed their mind. So here are things you can access in the current Minecraft version that you won't be able to in 1.19. First of all, if you try to type horn in, you'll find the copper horn exists. They confirmed, sadly, if you're hearing this the first time, get ready to get your depressed face on, because they have confirmed the goat horn will not exist in 1.19. As great as this is, it is sadly just a beta feature, but you can play around with it in 1.18.30. If you enable the wild update toggle, and if you get a goat to ram one of these blocks, and then you have the goat horn surrounded by copper, then you can make these blocks, and they will only exist until 1.19. So enjoy them while you can. And the other thing that you can do here, which they definitely only discovered after releasing the beta, is Game Mode 6 was accidentally added, and then they was later removed in the beta. However, they removed it in the next beta, which means that it existed in previous ones, which means, guess what? You can actually access the spectator mode, which is removed and is not officially coming till later, inside of 1.18.30. That is really cool, in my opinion. It's, actually, it makes me wonder, can you access the other game modes? You can't. You can only access Game Mode 6. You can do Game Mode 1, 2, 3, etc., as well as 5 for default, but you can also access Game Mode 6, which is very, very interesting. I think it goes without saying. Being able to fly around and see behind blocks is super, super cool. There's a big disclaimer on there about, like, this is a development feature, not intended to be used, and you can see as you look around, like, oh yeah, that is very strange, the way... I think it's because I have the darkness effect, but it's just very, very odd the way this all works. Very strange stuff found in 1.18.30. So you're probably wondering, like, okay, Toycat, these are 1.19 features. How can you make a video about 1.18.30 and talk about these? You're right. Let's talk about the actual changes, because obviously finding an ancient city is really cool, but there are sea changes that happened in this version you can access right now. When you create a brand new world now, you can type in as many digits as this, or Really, you can type in as many digits as you want, but you can now get seeds which go up to into the quintillions. The number's on screen right now. It's such an absurd number to say out loud. You need to look at it visually, and this means the amount of seed variety has increased drastically. Obviously, for most players, really having even more than 1 million seeds isn't going to affect you. However, it means the quality of things that can be found is significantly higher. If I show you this seed, for instance, which I believe I showed off previously on this channel, if I show you what's going on here, you might not believe that, yeah, now there are all sorts of wacky, unbelievable things. Here is a ruin portal inside of a hole. This is without wild update turned on. This is current 1.18.30. There's a ruin portal in a hole, and then above the hole, there's genuinely just a floating shipwreck. What is this? How do you spawn with direct access to a gold pickaxe with silk touch on too? Also a flint and steel and enough iron to make myself a bucket. It's nutty. Is there iron near? Is there lava near here, I should say? We've got like all the bits for a really good seed here. Besides the wood, I guess. Although if we want wood, do you know where we can get some very easily? It's up there. So yes, seed variety has increased massively. This is pretty important if you're an average player, because now the amount of things you can find if you're starting a brand new world are increased. But realistically, most of the benefit is going to be felt by speedrunners or people who want very niche, weird seeds. If you want a seed with, say, 11 eyes in the portal, so it's really easy to beat Minecraft, you will be able to find that seed. If you want to find a seed which has the perfect nether, the perfect overworld, the odds of that seed existing have gone up drastically, although I guess you could argue your odds of finding it have gone down. However, like I said previously, and I think most people don't share my concerns, but it's something I want to point out anyway, the downside of this is it's now a little bit harder to share seeds with people, especially if you're on console or any other platform where you can't copy and paste, because I'm not going to leave the seed for this world anywhere in the video. You just have to copy that from on screen right now, and then manually type that into your phone, PC, Switch, or whatever else. And doesn't that sound terrible? Yes, it does. Do you want to see that seed in a readable format? I believe it's from a Seed Sunday episode from days past. I was amazed. Oh, wait, we're dead. The good news is we spawned right here, so that wasn't actually a downside. Anyway, this is amazing in my opinion. Amongst many other things, seed variety has gone up, and the race is now on to see whether Minecraft Bedrock records will beat Minecraft Java records. It's looking like it might happen with enough people speedrunning, but there is genuinely now competition between Minecraft Bedrock and Minecraft Java for which version of the game can be speedrun quicker, and I'm so excited to see how it goes. I'll give you an update on that later this week, hopefully, assuming it goes one way or the other, because, yeah, again, it's one of those cool competitions between versions, which is actually very wholesome and encourages people to do better, etc. I think it's good. Speaking of good, what else is in this version? Combat changes. So they made hunger changes. I mentioned earlier that you can sprint jump for much longer without taking any hunger. They also made changes in general, lowering the amount of hunger it takes to do everything. If you look at this table, you'll see there's one noticeable exception, and that is swimming. Swimming did not used to use any hunger, which seems impossible. It seems like, no, it must have. Apparently it did not. Now swimming uses about 0.1 hunger, which is a meaningless unit if you're an average Minecraft player, let's be honest. So let's just say that swimming now uses a very small amount, more hunger than before, whereas everything else you can do uses less. This was one of my biggest bugbears with Minecraft Bedrock, is you would go maybe 400 blocks from spawn, and you would need food or you would start dying. I find that to be frustrating, and so I like the idea that I can sprint jump, which, if we're being honest, is how most people play Minecraft. Whether you should or not, it's a bad way to use hunger, but now they've actually adjusted Minecraft to how players play it, which is, in my opinion, an important thing. Just like how, because I'm setting this turtle on fire, I should get turtle meat. Where is it, Mojang? Give me the good... Wow, he has so much health, huh? He has so much health. Compared to a sheep. I guess they've got a turtle shell on them, giving them the defense. Speaking of defense, I've got a good defense for the next feature here, because they have significantly weakened the punch damage you'll do in Minecraft. Seriously, you used to be able to kill mobs in half as many punches as you can now. I could show you with something like a chicken, which you could literally 2-hit KO if you got some criticals in there. Now if you punch them, as you can see, it is 4 whole hits. It is too many hits in my opinion. And yeah, basically this is because they have significantly reduced the damage off your fist. It is a weird change to make, but it's one they've made nonetheless. And they've also changed villages in very small ways that you'll notice if you have a villager farm, or if you just trade a villagers a lot because you think it's a swell thing to do. Side note, but 2 Urim portals really close together. This is a cool seed, huh? Wow, if only it was easier to type in. But yeah, if you want to know the different changes to villages, basically they've changed a few trades around, such as the traders which sell boats, the fishermen, will now sell a boat based on the biome of the villager type. It's small, intelligent things like that, which have mostly made trading a little bit better, but most of the changes have come in the form of combat changes that aren't to do with how you deal damage, but instead it's to do with how you receive damage. So this is the changelog for Minecraft Bedrock 1.18.30. They released the changelogs for Minecraft Bedrock generally on the Feedback Minecraft website, unless it's a major version, in which case they also include it on the regular website. You know what, it's confusing. That's why I make these videos, to help you run through stuff, because also when you look at this, it can be just a big, long list of MCP bug fixes, like, yeah, Dragon's Breath attack damage now properly deals damage. Okay, Protection Enchantment now properly works on most damage types. I mean, that's certainly a good one that you didn't notice was broken, but it's important. There's all sorts of weird changes here, but let's go through the big ones. First of all, create new world experience has changed. Do you remember it was at one point a beta thing? This is what the create new world type will look like soon as of this version. However, there's a big, I guess caveat here that a lot of people have missed, which is that it's now going to be rolled out gradually. That means that you won't immediately see this new world type, but at some point in the next, month, weeks, days, you're going to randomly start seeing this, and it's going to be the new create world option. There's some things that still aren't working, but they're working on it. Also, realm storage. Any realms that have been cancelled for more than 18 months will be deleted. I actually have one of those. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing it's being deleted. I think if you have more than 2 or 3 realms, it's so annoying how much space they take up. I think this is a great change. Also, the Render Dragon, again, this is one of those like really technical changes that you just need to know. Graphics engine is improving, especially for ray tracing stuff. However, there's a lot of things that will change in a negative way until they're updated to match 1.18.30. Now, worlds can be created with 64-bit seeds. My god, look at the size of this number. It's just so big. And then up to that. So there's 18 quintillion seeds, and it'll create the same seeds as Java Edition, minus the placement of structures and whatnot. Acacia trees now grow leaves on every branch below Y0, etc, 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 etc. But I noticed a weird one. Falling blocks once again have a full block hitbox. Maybe I misinterpret that, but I interpret that as meaning like, okay, so this is a terrible way of showing you Minecraft, but let's do it. I interpret that as meaning that for the first time in forever, you can actually have blocks bouncing. So one of the cool designs that works on Java and Console Edition, but not on Bedrock, is this. It is I guess a cannon for anvils. You have anvils piled up. You have a little thing here to bounce them and launch them. Will this work is my question. Oh, I guess that's not the button. What is this a button for? Why do I have... Okay, whatever. Let's not focusing on it. Over here, you can see... you launch it downwards, and oh god, what did we just do? Well, okay, so that didn't work how I was expecting it to, but maybe if we just try and place one of these down above a slime block, it should be able to bounce, right? So we place this here, and then we... Oh, that's... Is this even the correct way to place a button? Do they just not push anvils? They do, okay, so... As you can see... Oh, yeah, that's... It's not very exciting, is it? That's not what you expect. Maybe if we just drop it from a high enough up block. So yeah, I guess it's just while it's falling, there is a slightly different hitbox, which is maybe slightly beneficial, maybe, I'm not even sure. As you can see, it falls, and then it lands. But while it's falling, it will have a full block hitbox, supposedly, which must mean something to someone, but not to me. And that's sad. That's a missed opportunity to bring some useful parity to Minecraft. But speaking of useful parity, let's go back to the changelog, because did you know azaleas and lily pads are broken by... Should we go from simply... When a mob picks up an item, the item can now only can be seen slightly pulled towards the mob right as it picks it up. This matches the behavior of Java Edition. Drowns no longer spawn where the block light level is above 0. Bees no longer become angry when beehives are destroyed by silk touch. Untamed wolves can now be leashed. Mobs can no longer spawn on campfires. Ravagers now target and attack the wandering trader. Man, that's mean of them, huh? See, that's one of those bugs where, really, when you think about it, like, should they attack the wandering trader? I guess they're just mad at all villager kind. Mobs spawn from a dispenser are now persistent. Change block tick rates for cactus, etc., 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 to match Java Edition. This is actually really cool. I wonder if they fixed the bug with ticks going into the wrong place. I hope so. Cauldrons now only fill with water and lava by dripstone that are below water and lava source blocks. TNT now correctly... You get the point. There's a ton of bug fixes mixed in with, like, pretty interesting little changes. Like, blocks such as glow lichen, torches, and redstone can no longer be placed on or attached to brewing stands. It's the weird stuff you wouldn't think about, but now can't happen anymore. Combat and damage has had huge changes. The entire system is different in the sense that Netherite armor is now actually stronger than diamond armor against big hits. Absorption hearts no longer stay yellow. Armor toughness is a whole concept. Armor reduction calculation accounts for toughness. The amount of knockback resistance granted by Netherite armor has been lowered because now it just does more damage reduction. There's a lot of changes they made right here, and when you add all of these things together, the experimental changes with the list of fixes, because those fixes weren't fully fixes. These are the fixes. These are basically their own features, really, because, azalea and lily pads now being broken by flowing water can actually change quite a few things. The arm no longer twitches while charging a bow. That's actually a change. I want to see what that looks like. I'm sorry. You know what? This is why going through the changelog can be such a messy thing. My point with this video, though, is just to say there are some pretty useful changes for a minor bug fix version. Usually, minor bug fix just means it's next to nothing, but this is pretty cool. Yeah, that's so weird to me. I'm used to the twitching so much. It's so normal to me. But speaking of things that are normal to me, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then maybe you'll enjoy subscribing. I have a really exciting announcement regarding the We Will All Die Someday mugs. Oh look, it's slightly green screens out because it's a rainbow. I have some really good news for you regarding them. Look, I've got one physically right here, and it's going to be happening real soon. I just wanted to let you know. The merch stuff is going well. And you know what else is going well? You, I hope. Because there's a new update. What's not to love? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Maybe. Really interesting news to end the video with, by the way. Minecraft were tweeting about this update coming out, and they showed off this image showing for the first time in a very long time, maybe the first ever, a Minecraft Bedrock Edition logo. I think that calling it Minecraft Bedrock Edition in the game itself is such an important thing. If you want to commit to not erasing Java, which all the developers say they want to do, and if you want to commit to Minecraft, Bedrock, and Java being equal, rather than trying to do this with them all the time, just put Minecraft Bedrock Edition in the game itself, because so many people play Minecraft Bedrock without knowing they're playing Minecraft Bedrock. That's my rant. I hope you enjoyed. Just like this video, because I'll see you next time, y'all. Also, got a seed video with some great new seeds for this update if you want to see it, coming out later, maybe earlier. Go watch it whenever it's out. Have me fly around the outro screen, waving.